Hey, welcome back to Golden Hour from Bachelor Happy Hour. Thanks so much for joining us today. Kathy and I are actually together in the studio, and it's so much fun.
I love it. I can look at her face. I don't have to look at her on a computer. It's amazing. We are so glad to be back and together and with y'all. If you haven't heard our recent episodes,
oh baby,
you are really missing it. But the fact that you're here and you're listening to this, all you got to do now is go to Bachelor Happy Hour.
And hit the follow button.
That's right.
And if you want to send in some of your comments, your reviews, or even a question that you know we do talk about, just go to bachelornation.com/golden hour. Just send them our way and we'll be sure to cover it.
We look forward to hearing from you guys. But today, we're going to get into some of your questions. But first, Susan, we have got to talk about last night's episode of The Golden Bachelorette. And I'm willing to go first if you don't want to.
No, I think it was difficult. And I fear that people all felt the sadness. I mean, it was beautiful about the cancer and the knowledge of them raising money for it. But to watch a show that you want to be hopeful that somebody's going to find love and feel good, I was a little down last night. It was hard to watch.
Yeah, I mean, the positives, the guys doing the striptease. I mean, that was funny. That was funny.
But it was a moment.
They put themselves out there. It was great. But we love, for those of you out there, we are
Joan.
good friends with Joan. We
Absolutely.
love Joan. We think she's doing a great job. But here's the thing. For us, and for me, I should speak for me, the show is about love and hope, and the next chapter being the best chapter, and just the joy
and
that we can
getting
find
hope from watching. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to me, Susan and I were watching this last night together because we are in LA, and we were. I almost started crying. Like, I felt hopeless.
It changed our whole mood.
Yes, it did, and I think that this show is about hope and love, and this was so much looking backwards and I know Joan misses her husband, and we know that I can't replace my husband. You know, Joan can't replace hers.
And Chuck's mom died.
And that was a real moment. But the thing is, there just seemed to be so much focus last night on loss.
Yeah.
So
let's pick it up from there,
right? Let's pick it up and move on. I will tell you, one of the moments I loved, though, was those guys coming out to say goodbye to Charles.
That was the best part of the whole show.
That was the best part of the whole show.
I wish we got to do that.
I know, right?
That was so special.
The camaraderie, the love those men feel for each other, that was a special moment.
But my hat's off to the guys doing the striptease. I know how uncomfortable and hard, but they rocked it. They did so well. I mean, they really put themselves out there, and kudos to you. And that's another thing that I think this show is getting us to live outside of our comfort zone and doing crazy things like that.
Wait, can I just say, back on the striptease?
Yeah.
Jonathan, who said he'd never done it
Damn,
before.
that boy was hot.
You've got a future. If everything else doesn't work out for you, you have got a future as a Chippendale.
And may I say, did Chuck know he was going to get the tuxedo? Because he looked so handsome, and he has a great body.
I mean, most of those guys
they all look good. They did.
I love it. And then Mark saying, I loved it. It was so heartfelt. Mark said,
shared about his wife.
The hope, the love will always be there for her, but he has room for more. I love that.
But he's
statement.
open. He's ready. I think that's why he's on this show.
Oh,
and
for
Joan
sure.
has struggled a couple times now, not knowing if she was ready. And something she said last night was, I might leave with nobody. Like, enough of that.
Yeah, I really wanted.
I want to uplift.
Uplifting.
Give people hope.
Give people hope, because you know what? Life is good, and there is so much to be grateful for and thankful for. And
I know this journey is hard for Joan. Number one, opening herself up, and I love the night that she accepted the fact that you're not replacing your husband.
Yes.
And these men are not replacing their deceased wives.
Yes.
Or, it's okay to let somebody else in.
Yeah. Wait, I just thought of another one that I loved. at the before the rose ceremony. Do you remember when Joan raised a glass
Yes.
and said,
That was
"Here
the
is
best
to
statement.
all of you and finding love."
love.
And that's the kind of hope.
That's what we want to hear
that's what
more
we
of. We
wanna
want to
hear
see
more
way more of that.
It's
And I love that they acknowledge everybody's loss, but that's enough. Okay. That's enough. We want happy. We want,
Well, and it's not.
I'm not excusing it or trying to put it away.
I just think that the premise, at least for our show, was all about finding
Friendships.
happiness, finding love, finding friendships, looking forward, not backward.
Yeah.
So I hope that I know Joan is.
It was
looking
hard
forward.
for her, I'm sure.
It was hard, but it was.
And we wish them all the very best. I can't wait till next week.
I was just going to say, can't wait for next week.
So today, we're back answering more of your questions.
Oh, no, Susan, we're going to do the question of the day first. All right. How do you feel about blocking people on social media? Like, do you think it's rarely necessary? Do you do it often? What does it take for someone you know personally to get blocked? And I have a great story that I just did. I got a direct message. People always say, do you get direct messages, people asking you out? No, I don't. But I had a guy the other day ask me if I'm not kidding, if he paid me. It was on TikTok. If he paid me, could I entertain him on the internet? Can I tell you how fast I blocked and reported
Aren't there
him?
sites for that stuff?
Well, I don't know. I'm not on those either. But I turned him in and I got such satisfaction because you know what happened? They got back to me and they said that he is now restricted from DMing anyone.
Good.
So that's when I block him.
Do I think it's rarely necessary? It depends on how often somebody says something out of line or of color.
Don't you ignore people sometimes when they send you? I do.
Absolutely.
You ignore them. Just ignore them.
Absolutely.
It has to go some for me to block them.
I think, what does it take for someone personally to get blocked?
I've never blocked anyone personally.
I haven't either.
Although we've been blocked.
My people, we've been blocked? Why?
Can't use names here.
Oh,
remember?
Yeah. But you know what? I don't do it that often because most people are really kind.
Yeah, most people out there, when you write in, you're supportive and you're kind. I think really it's just remember that we are real people, and people who sit behind their computer throwing out insults and cruelty. I will tell you, a lot of times when they say something mean to me, I don't block them. I write back, I really hope you're having a nice day.
It hurts my feelings.
It hurts my feelings, but treat rudeness with kindness.
People say lots of things about me, but I get more positive than I do negative. And you yourself have told me, don't read those.
Yeah.
But you like to interact with the people that are your fans and are sharing their experiences. So we have to read them.
Yeah. I think generally, and I know you do too, Susan, I generally believe people are good. And yes, there's some malcontents out there. Every once in a while, they're just going to, throw something mean at us.
There's always a rotten apple.
Yeah, there's always a rotten apple. And you know what? I feel sorry for those people, and we keep our days bright.
You know what? Positivity.
Yep.
Be kind. Happy life.
That's right.
All righty.
We love it.
Okay, we're going to get into some of those fan questions.
All right, are you
ready?
ready?
Go first.
All right. The first one is from Anonymous. Hi, Kathy and Susan. I love your podcast, and I feel like you guys would have a really good perspective on this. My oldest sister got engaged to her fiancé about a month ago. Recently, she asked me if she thought I would be getting engaged to my boyfriend before the end of the year. We've been together for 4 years and have been living together for a year and a half. I thought she was asking just out of curiosity, so I answered honestly. I told her that we've talked about marriage, and I know we'll get engaged eventually, but neither of us has expressed a firm timeline because we're not in any rush, but we're open to the idea. She immediately got uncomfortable and short with me when I said that. I was really confused, so I asked her if everything was okay. She said she was fine and changed the subject. I'm fine. Yeah, I can hear it. Okay. A few days later, our other sister told me she was really pissed off at me. Apparently, our oldest sister doesn't want any of us to do anything wedding related until her wedding is over. She's getting married a year and a half from now. I understand not wanting me to get engaged at her wedding, like duh, but to not even want me to get engaged during your wedding year? This honestly isn't a surprise because she's always been like this ever since we were kids. She's always stressed that since she's the oldest, she would get married first. So here's my question. What do I tell my boyfriend, if anything? At first, I didn't think it was necessary to tell him because I don't want to live my life based on my older sister's crazy demands. But I would hate for him to propose, have a huge wave of drama come, and he's totally caught off guard when I knew this would happen the whole time. But I also don't want him to be discouraged about proposing if he's planning to do it this year. And I don't want him to think I live my life around my sister. I would love to get engaged, but I would hate for our special moment to be tainted by stupid drama that could potentially be avoided. I don't know what to do. Any advice would be so appreciated.
God bless you. She sounds like she's going to be Godzilla, a Bridezilla.
I think she's already there, Susan.
Oh, baby. You know what? You have a great relationship with your boyfriend, and you could share it. Guess what she did? Guess what she said? Now, listen, if you want to propose to me, don't even think twice. I'll accept that ring. But this is what's happening.
I love you. Couldn't disagree with you more.
Why?
I don't care. Her sister could say she wants to be the first one to fly to the moon. You know what? If I get an invitation to go on the trip to the moon before her, I'm going. I think this is absurd.
It is absurd.
I think you're letting your sister.
Disagreeing with?
I'm disagreeing that she should tell her boyfriend.
Oh, I would share it with him. Like, can you believe this?
No,
is
because
happening?
you know what? You know what? First of all, he may not want to. She wants to be engaged.
I get it.
Yeah, he may not want to. They've lived together for 4
don't
years.
Let this stop you, honey.
Yeah, but that might be the perfect excuse for him. I would just let it go. I would tell your sister that
nothing. You tell your sister
exactly.
Nothing.
And I'm sorry he popped the question and get the lower. I have to tell you though what I did.
What? Wait. Just because she's the oldest doesn't mean you get married first. My sister has 3 daughters, my nieces, and the baby just got engaged.
Yeah.
And we're all happy.
Mazel. Okay, now I have to fess up. See, I've never told you this before.
Oh, Jesus, here we go.
So I have a sister. I come from a large family, but I have a sister who is 11 months older than I am. And my now deceased husband asked me to marry him and gave me a ring the day before her wedding. And I knew it was coming. And let me tell you, Anonymous, I was very happy to receive that wedding.
Right.
That engagement ring.
It?
I showed my parents, my siblings. My sister was like, "Oh, that's great." What I didn't do was run around at the wedding going, "Look, I'm engaged."
Right. Well,
I had the ring on, but I didn't. I
kept it quiet. You shared
a little
it with
bit.
Your
I may have told a few more than.
Well, yeah. But you didn't make a huge announcement like the DJs and say,
"No,
oh, by the way, congratulations."
No.
Yeah.
So I think Anonymous,
your
sister.
Just do your thing.
Yeah, I think your sister's pushing a little bit too much here. But I hope you get engaged if that's what you want.
I do too.
And I hope your sister's wedding is a blast. I hope Bridezilla pulls it off.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for sharing that with
Let us know what happens.
I know.
A few months inside to help hair grow and ensure you'll never miss a day. Abercrombie. Every favorite part of a capsule wardrobe is
There's always something delicious, easier, perfect for
New age. I'm. All right, question number 2. Claire asks, "Hi, ladies. I'm wondering how you personally deal with accepting your changing body as you age. I'm only in my 30s, but I don't look the same as I did in my 20s. And I know this is something I'm going to continue dealing with as I get older. You are both beautiful and radiant confidence."
Oh, thank you, Claire.
I don't want to spend my life longing to get back to how I used to be because that's unrealistic and such a waste of energy. But I struggle with accepting changes. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this subject. Well, Claire, we do too. And that's just a part of life. But I think we'll both agree, no matter what nip, tuck, or little tweak we get, we're never going to look like we used to look. Accepting they say age gracefully. Well, I'm graceful about it.
Yeah.
My body, when I look in the mirror, it's not the same as it used to be. But if I could get a little lipo here or a little tuck here or a laser on my face to make it feel better for me,
right,
then that's what you do. But you're absolutely right.
I mean, I would say, Claire, another little truism from Kathy. I used to weigh 200 pounds, so I never got to wear bikinis and all that. And yes, I'm much thinner now, but I never had that great body.
Because she doesn't eat.
I eat plenty.
The woman does not eat.
Plenty. Anyway, my point here is I had to change it, sort of the reverse of what you're saying. I wanted to look better as I've gotten older. So I work out regularly. I do all the things I can. But Susan's right. We're all going to age, and you can't hold on to being 20. Guess what? You can't hold on to being 30. But as you get older, Claire, you will begin to embrace who you are inside and out. And that is my wish for you, because you want to feel good about yourself for you. But you're going to age, so feel good about it.
How about what she said, though? You're both beautiful and radiant and confidence.
We radiate confidence.
But you're looking at us saying that, but we feel the exact same way that you do when you look in the mirror and say, I don't look like I used to. Yeah. You never will again. Embrace it.
But don't you think there's something good about getting older and learning to accept? I think, Claire, as you get older, you accept who you are. And that doesn't mean you give up or anything. It means make yourself feel good in any way that you can or that you want to. But understand that with age comes so many wonderful things, benefits that you'll know. Wisdom.
Yes,
and so best of luck, Claire. I'm sure you're a beautiful woman. And guess what? You're going to be beautiful no matter what you do.
And
remember that.
Stay confident in yourself.
That's right.
And as you age, we have a lot more confidence
right.
because of the knowledge and the life experiences that you'll
So
have.
what we're saying, Claire, is don't do what we did.
No,
be
do
confident
what we
now.
did. When you get to 67 and 70, get a nip tuck. Who cares?
Right.
Makes you feel better.
Or if she wants to do it at 30 and get Botox, go for it.
Not?
Do whatever
Why
makes
not?
you feel good. All right.
Thanks, Claire.
Thanks for writing in. Let us know. We want to hear.
All right.
All right. Next question is from Anonymous.
I love the anonymous
I like
ones.
Anonymous too. And those of you listening, you don't have to give us your name, just so you know. Okay. Hi, ladies. I've been married several years, and so has one of my closest friends. Over the years, my friend's husband has gotten into the habit of texting me individually without including my best friend or my husband. Recently, the texts have included hidden innuendos. It's almost like he wants to get a rise out of me or shock me, but the undertone is romantic.
Ouch.
Ouch. I initially thought it was a joke, but as the comments have gotten weirder, I have stopped reacting via text. I am not a flirtatious person at all, but am a good listener and very caring. I also care deeply for my close friend and know in the past they have had challenges, as all marriages do. I know next time I want to communicate with him directly when he does this. The last time was so shocking, I didn't even know how to react. The problem is that we live in different states and don't see each other face to face. I want to keep my relationship with my friend, so I'm thinking maybe I should be there for my friend instead of reacting to her husband's comments. What do you both think? Can I go on first on this?
Sure.
Anonymous. I get why you're being anonymous. You don't need to see him face to face. All you need to do is send him a text and say, be direct. I find your texts uncomfortable and not appropriate. Please do not text me anymore these kinds of jokes, innuendos, whatever word you want to use, and then say, furthermore, any text you send me, please include your wife and my husband, period. I guarantee you, Anonymous, it will cease and desist.
Or
Couple
choices. Ignore, stop responding completely, or really, what do you think your wife would think of this? I think you're stepping a little across the line here. So,
and I did
behave.
Yeah, and I didn't like when she said, but I like my friend, so I'm thinking, I should be there for my friend instead of reacting. I don't even know what that means.
Excuse this phrase, but shut the up.
Yeah, don't
You know,
make
you need to
excuses.
stop,
Yeah,
dude.
it needs to stop. And
Yeah.
you know what, Anonymous? You're a strong woman. You're in control. You need to make it stop.
Absolutely.
And you need to make it stop yesterday.
Nip it in the butt.
So good luck and nip it now.
Don't be afraid to say it. Don't be afraid. Just say, hey, I think you're crossing the line here. This is not cool. Okay?
And we've been friends a long time, and
Yeah,
let's
don't
not
blow
ruin a
it.
good friendship.
Don't blow it.
Yeah.
I love you, but
Yeah.
don't blow it. I'm
No,
going to
don't
hurt
say
you.
I love you.
I would say I'm going to hurt you.
Susan brings out the baseball bat on all occasions. All right, hit the next one.
Okay, we got question number 4. Another anonymous cat. I love this. Okay. Hi, Kathy and Susan. I really need your help. I've been with my fiance for 5 years, and we've been engaged for a little less than a year. We've wanted to save up for a really nice wedding since we're paying for it ourselves. So we have another 8 months until we get married. For the past 6 months, I haven't wanted to have sex. I love kissing him, hugging him, and cuddling him. But seemingly out of nowhere, I have no interest in doing anything further. I can't tell if it's my mental health stress, a problem with our relationship, or something else. We've talked about it candidly, and I told him that I'm just struggling with my sex drive, but that I don't know how to fix it. Despite it being frustrating for us both, he's very understanding. I really want to get to the bottom of this, but I feel like I'm also a little scared about what I'm going to uncover. I really love him, and I don't understand why I can't get myself to be intimate. Any suggestions on how to figure out where this is coming from would be helpful. Even past my fears that it's about him, which I really don't think it is, I don't even know where to start when it comes to tackling this. For context, I'm 30 and he's 32. Love you both. Thank you. Well, I have to address something immediately. In the beginning here, can I reread? She loves, for the past 6 months, I haven't wanted to have sex. She loves kissing, hugging, cuddling, but out of nowhere has no interest in anything else. She can't tell if it's a mental health stress problem or with our relationship. Why wouldn't you know if it's with your relationship? That's something you would know.
I think Anonymous.
Is it not, Kathy? No, help me here.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
If
I
your
think
relationship isn't perfect,
well, she said twice, even my fears that it's about him, which I really don't think it is. She says it twice in her
that's what I
question.
mean. Are
So
you
Anonymous,
questioning him?
I think you're questioning the relationship, and maybe you're afraid to because the wedding's coming up. So here's my advice. I think Susan will probably agree with this. Get yourself to a counselor, to a therapist,
to a doctor.
Well, I would start with a therapist and a doctor because to make sure it's not something chemical in your body, but I think at her age it probably isn't. And then talk it through, because if you are starting to doubt, you've been engaged for 5 years and now the wedding's coming up in less than a year.
I mean, that is stressful.
It is stressful, but maybe deep down she's changed her mind and she's not sure he's the guy.
That's what we can't figure out.
We can't figure out.
I have a question. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this on air.
What? Say it.
Like, is it that he's not good? Did he not make you climax? I mean, could that be a problem?
Who knows? She said she's struggling with her sex drive.
Well, if you're not being satisfied, that is a struggle.
Susan, it's been so long for me. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
You know what? That is a problem.
And not by choice, may I say?
And
not by choice.
Yeah. Hopefully he's satisfying you. And if he's not, that's a whole new problem.
Yeah, my women's intuition tells me this is not.
This is what is happening.
They're
about to get married.
But I'm saying I think there might be something else. I'm just guessing there might be more
she
to this
lost
story.
her sex drive at 30 years old. You're in your prime.
I think that's right.
Okay,
so
let me
it's either
say
medical
this.
or she's thinking the wedding's coming up and I don't want to get married.
That could be maybe something hidden problem.
Yes.
Or, like I said,
Enter therapist.
She's not satisfied. It could be. Or perhaps ask yourself this in private. When you look at another man, do you feel that? Like you want to? Somebody that you find very attractive? That'll tell a lot.
Well, Yes and no. I mean, you can look at the menu, but don't sample at the restaurant if you're in another. I mean,
Oh God.
I'm saying you can look at another guy and go, oh, he's hot, but that's
But
different.
sometimes you might have a desire, like, oh man,
Susan, you got to get your mind out of the sex bucket. I swear to
It's
God.
not a sex bucket, Kath. It's human nature.
Oh, I guess I'm not human.
She's not human.
Anyway, I think
We wish
I
you
think
love.
Anonymous, you really do. You need to go to a doctor and make sure there's nothing, metabolically wrong or some issue you're having. And then if that's clear, I'd get myself to a therapist so quickly and uncover maybe what is really going on in your head.
I mean, I remember struggling when I was hitting menopause. You kind of lose your desire.
She's 30.
This
She's
is what
30.
I mean. And they talked about it candidly.
Yeah.
So there is
And
an
I
issue.
want to say one more. I'm going to go out on a limb here, Anonymous. If you decide after whoever you talk to that he isn't the guy for you, guess what? You're 30 years old. You have your life in front of you. I'll tell you right now, I'm not wishing this on you. I'm saying if you don't think he's the guy, break up and send the wedding gifts back and cancel the caterer, because your life will be far better if you do it now.
And that he's understanding and all, but how long do you think he can go without it?
I'm just saying, get
we
to the
wish you
bottom of
luck.
it, Anonymous,
We
and
really
let
wish
us
you
know.
luck.
Let us know if you go through the wedding, and we hope that it all works out for you. But let us know.
It could be a hormone deficiency.
Yes,
you know?
it could be a hormone.
We could fix it.
How do you
We could
make a
fix it.
hormone?
You go to the doctor.
No, you don't pay her.
Oh God. Oh gosh, I dread what's coming
Guess
up
what?
next.
It's
No,
moral
please
quandary.
no.
Wedding, and we hope that it all works out for you. But let us know.
It could be a hormone deficiency.
Yes,
you know?
it could be a hormone.
We could fix it.
How do you
We could
make a
fix it.
hormone?
You go to the doctor.
No, you don't pay her.
Oh God. Oh gosh, I dread what's coming
Guess
up
what?
next.
It's
No,
moral
please
quandary.
no.
It's my favorite. It's
I hate
moral
this
quandary.
game.
Susan, okay, I'm not telling you the rules. I'm going to not waste time in that.
We're just gonna roll with it.
We're going
Kath.
to roll, and I'm going to start us off, and you're going to see how well you do today. I'm grading you at the end of this.
Oh God, help me.
Okay, I'm grading you.
Yeah.
All right,
Hate
moral
this
quandary,
game.
Susan. Okay, I'm not.
No?
It could be a hormone.
We could fix it.
How do you
We could
make a
fix it.
hormone?
You go to the doctor.
No, you don't pay her.
Oh God. Oh gosh, I
So
really
let
wish
us
you
know.
luck.
Let us know if you go through the wedding, and we hope that it all works out for you.
It
But
could
let
be-
us know.
It could be a hormone deficiency.
Yes,
you know?
it could be a hormone.
We could fix it.
How do you
We could
make a
fix it.
hormone?
You go to the doctor.
No, you don't pay her.
Oh God. Oh gosh, I dread what's coming
Guess
up
what?
next.
It's
No,
moral
please
quandary.
no.
It's my favorite. It's
I hate
moral
this
quandary.
game.
Susan, okay, I'm not telling you the rules. I'm going to not waste time in that.
We're just gonna roll with it.
We're going
Kath.
to roll, and I'm going to start us off, and you're going to see how well you do today. I'm grading you at the end of this.
Oh God, help me.
Okay, I'm grading you. All right. You're on an 8-hour flight, and a 5-year-old is sitting behind you. For the first hour, the child is nonstop kicking your chair, playing on their iPad with the volume all the way up, and loudly whining. Despite asking the parents multiple times to do something, their gentle parenting efforts do not change any of the child's behavior. What do you do?
See, I
No,
keep
no, no,
think-
no.
I know. I keep thinking what I would do,
I
but
know.
I got to think about what would Kathy
See,
do.
look at that, folks. She's
I'm
learning.
taking my time here. What would you do, Kath? I could tell you what I would do.
I knew it was-
Kathy would maybe move her seat if there was one.
Well, no, are you kidding? Getting on an airplane today is like a cattle call. You're lucky if you get the seat to yourself and you aren't sharing it.
Would you tell the flight attendant? What would you do? I can't answer your question. I can't. How, ladies and gentlemen, when you're asked these moral quandary things, you got to guess what your partner or your friend. Or
I can guess what you would do.
What?
I think you would get up and talk to the parents and say, look,
They said several times you already talked.
you are going to look at the child and say, if you kick my chair again, I'm going to catapult you right out of this airplane.
I'd probably give him candy or something drowsy to make him sleep. No, that's a tough one. I mean, none of
let me
us
just
would
say,
be comfortable with that.
Let me
at
just
all.
say, playing on their iPad with their volume, you can't do that on
You tell the
airplanes.
parent.
No, you can't do that anymore. That's for starters. But
Yeah.
I would say I would not see you. What you missed on me is I wouldn't have asked 5 times. I would have made it so clear the first time. I didn't need to say it a second time.
And what if
Nicely.
they did nothing about it?
I'd get up and say, you apparently didn't hear me. This is a very long flight. You need to get control of your child. And then I'd smile and sit back down.
And I'd get in the kid's face.
I just said that.
That man up there is going to come back back and get you.
Do you hear, Susan? This is why
I'm gonna
children.
threaten them.
This is why child psychologists are fully booked, because Susan walks around threatening
No,
them.
seriously, that's a nightmare. So I can tell you a little story, and it
Okay.
was the person in front of me, okay? And I believe I was going to Europe, and she was in uniform. I have nothing but respect.
You mean a military uniform?
Absolutely.
Okay.
This woman, you're tight. I wasn't in first class. I wasn't even in business class, okay? For me, I was regular coach.
You got
She was
You got free
jerking-
sodas and peanuts. Stop complaining.
She's jerking around. My tray table is in my lap. I've got hot tea and cookies, which I love to dunk the cookies because that's all you freaking get. But I pack my own snacks. It spilled twice. I tapped in front of me on her shoulder. She turned around. She glared at me. And I said, "Excuse me, could you not move so much? I can't help it, but this stuff is spilling." She ignored me. She turned around with attitude. You know when somebody just has attitude?
Yes, I do.
Well, now my cousin's next to me and she's freaking out like, oh God, what is Susan going to do? The third time, I tapped her the third time. I said, "Excuse me, if you don't keep still." And I didn't even finish. She stands up, and she's big. She's a big girl. And I'm sure in shape. She had an army outfit on. It wasn't an outfit. It was a uniform. She turned around and glared at me, and this is what happens. I mean, I can't hurt a fly. I really can't.
Don't believe her.
But if you're going to try and come after me, I'm going to die trying. She turned around and just flexed her muscles and looked at me. And I said, "If you don't sit down, I'm going to flick you like a fly." Wait. I'm mistaken. It wasn't my cousin. It was my ex-husband, Dickie. Dickie got up, went to the back of the plane, got the flight attendant. He said, "You better come up and settle this because my wife is going to go ape on this woman."
Wait, this is the woman. I just want to point out to everyone listening. This is the woman who just said she couldn't hurt a flea. I just want to point out
fly, Kath, a fly.
whatever, a flea, a fly, a gnat. Who cares? This is the
Don't piss me off.
Really? The one who cannot hurt a fly, flea, or gnat is saying don't piss her off.
But I'm going to tell him, behave, sit the freak down. It's just rude. It's rude.
Okay.
All right, moving right along.
I want to do one more PSA. If you are boarding a flight and you see Susan Knowles on the manifest,
Sit next to me. You'll
do
love
not
it.
sit next to
I
her.
share snacks. I'm
And-
telling you, I'm fun.
Yeah, just don't sit behind her or in front of her.
A lot of people kick behind me. I turn around and look at them. Like, I felt that. Be aware.
Wow. All right.
I've been on the hunt to curate my perfect capsule wardrobe, and spoiler alert, they have such cute names. My favorite part of a capsule wardrobe is the
Always something delicious that everyone will love. Whether you're picking simply, treating yourself, Crumble's amazing desserts turn every moment into a delightful
custom page edges, interior artwork, and eat stories, and bookish themed practical items like bookends and drinkware.
Parents, be aware of your children.
Oh, please.
It's just not right.
Parents should need a license to have children.
Yeah.
All right.
.com.
Moving right along.
All right.
Parents, be aware of your children.
Oh, please.
It's just not right.
Parents should need a license to have children.
Yeah.
All right. Your boyfriend. Are you going to do the next one? All right, you
I'll
got
do
it. All right, you go.
Your boyfriend has been distant and feeling down for the past few months, but he struggles to open up about his feelings, so you haven't been able to get him to speak about it much. While he's out of town for work, you noticed his journal was accidentally left open in the living room. First of all, who does that? But do you peek out of concern or respect his privacy?
I know so what you would do. Susan would not worry. It would not be of any concern to her, nor would she give one flip about his privacy. She'd take the deep dive into that journal
What
and
the
have it
hell is going on with
memorized in
you?
10 minutes, every word of it. And then she'd probably write a handwritten note in there when she found something she didn't like. Am I right?
Well, maybe I'd figure it out.
Am I right?
I don't know if I'd memorize it or write a handwritten note, but yes, I'd look.
What would I do?
Absolutely. You'd look too.
Absolutely.
Hey, we agreed, and I'm winning the game today. Are you proud, ladies and gentlemen?
Here we go.
Okay,
so
go.
isn't she doing? I just want
I'm
everyone.
doing good today. I think it's the company. I think it's because you're here with me.
That's right.
And not just the computer.
I'm giving you the snap.
Away.
I'm giving you the snap, not the hand clap. The snap.
Come on.
All right. A guy comes up to you at a bar. I only wish. Okay, sorry, that was not.
They never do.
Never do. A guy comes up to you at a bar, and you guys immediately hit it off.
Ooh.
Wait, I like this question. Where are you, sir? He buys you and your friend. Oh, Susan's with me. He buys you and your friend a drink, chats with you, makes you laugh, and eventually gives you his number. Later that same night, you see him holding hands and kissing another woman who has a ring on her finger. Do you confront him, tell her discreetly, or let it go? What do I do, Susan? I think we'd do the same thing. What would I do?
Ignore it. Walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I'd take, what I would do?
Loser. We talk to each other and say, look at this asshole.
Yeah, and then I'd probably lean over to the candle that's on the bar for ambiance and take his number and watch it burn.
or walk by her and say, good luck with that one.
What if it's his wife?
Yeah, well, I'm staying out of that. I'm not that girl.
Listen, we're not, neither one of us. We draw the line at that.
That's an easy one. So far, what am I getting so far scored? 100.
100. She's got
Okay,
100.
your daughter is happily married and loves her in-laws. Recently, however, you noticed her husband's mother making snide comments about her when she's not really paying attention. For example, if someone compliments your daughter's home, her mother-in-law will say things like, you can thank my son for that. He's always been the charitable type. What do you do?
I know.
Kathy, we're going to agree, aren't we?
What do you think I would do?
You would say, yes, you can thank your son, but without my daughter, it wouldn't look like this.
You're close, actually.
Yeah, but you're going to address it. You're not going to let it go.
I'm going to say, I'm going to be, this honestly is where I'm very quiet and kind, but I would say.
Quiet. Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes,
Kathy
I
said,
can be
I'm
quiet.
very quiet.
I can be quiet.
The only time you're quiet
Yes.
is when you're upset about something
right.
and you don't want to react.
That's right. Well, no, if I'm really upset, I burst into tears. Okay. You're close.
Mm-hmm.
I would say.
No, you're supposed to say
No,
what I
you.
did.
No,
she failed.
No, you told me what I would do. I'm telling you, and then I'll tell you what you would do.
Oh, okay.
So that is now you're down to a B plus. You want to keep going?
Shit.
So I would say to that mother-in-law at the right time, very sweet, with a big smile on my face.
Kill her with
You know,
kindness.
your son is the best thing since sliced bread. Aren't you glad that they work so well together? And I would emphasize the word together. She'd get the drift, but I wouldn't, rant or rave. And I think you would hit it directly on. You would just say something straight up because that's who you are.
So she says, the mother-in-law says things like, you can thank my son for that. What do you think I would do?
I think you would say something like, you can thank my daughter just as much because without her, he'd be nothing. Something like that.
I walk up to her and say, do you know what you sound like right now? I don't think your son's real proud of that. It takes two, babe. Shut up.
Would you really do that?
Yes, it depends.
See,
Depends
everyone
on
thinks
how cocky
everybody
she is,
thinks
or-
I am so direct. I couldn't do that. I really couldn't.
But I do it with a smile. Just like once before you said, Susan, if I told somebody to go bank themselves, they would hate you or crucify you, call you out on it. But if I do it, you go, what? I hug them afterwards. But I do. I right in their eyes. I look at them and tell them, now come in here and give me a hug and don't let that shit happen again. That's it.
I mean, it's true. She's a miracle with that. All right.
What do you think, Kat? This was a good episode.
Oh,
right?
no, we got one more.
Oh, we do.
Yes.
Oh, boy, I'm going to fail.
Yeah.
I'm doing a good, too.
You're doing a great
All right,
job.
go.
All right. Your boyfriend is you have a boyfriend? Your boyfriend is throwing a party to celebrate his birthday. During the party, a plus one of your guests makes a rude comment about your boyfriend, not knowing who you are. The comment happens to be about an insecurity your boyfriend has opened up to you about in the past. How do you proceed? Now, before you answer me, you make sure you understand here. During the party, a plus one of one of your guests. So you probably don't know this person. Okay. What do you think I would do? Or, oh no, I'm answering you. What do
If
I think you would do?
Okay.
You would look at that person and say, I don't know if you know who I am, but Joe over there is my boyfriend. And
No, I think that's what you would do.
you think that's what I would do? Okay, well, you're right. What would you? I thought that's what you would do too. What would
No.
you do?
I'm similar, but no.
All right, what would you do?
I'd pull him aside and say, I don't know who the hell you are or how you got here, but that's my boyfriend you're talking about, and that is something that's real. How dare you?
See, I couldn't do that.
God,
but I would also, then later, if I got him alone, I would say, and by the way, you had no right to talk about
You're
something.
telling me you would go up to him and say,
No, if
that
you were
is my
sitting, no, you're
boyfriend.
overhearing him. He makes a rude comment about your boyfriend, and you're
I'd
right
speak
there.
right up.
You would. Well, I would
Wouldn't
speak.
you?
Yes,
You would
I said I
defend.
would speak
Yeah.
right up. But
We're agreeing.
We're agreeing. I'm
I
still
love
giving you a
that.
B plus, so you didn't get it totally right.
No. You
Susan's-
know how bad I am at this game.
I love
did
you.
excellent today. Ladies
Susan's
and
a
gentlemen, please, I beg of you. I beg of you, write in to tell me I didn't get an A today. Okay? I know people
They're
listen
going
to
That's
us
right. Please write
every
in. No,
week.
please write in and tell her she didn't get an A. That's what I want them to do too.
No,
That's what you just said.
I got an A. That does it.
Susan's-
that does it.
I just want to
No
say one more
more
thing.
God.
Susan is a grade grubber. I bet the teachers loved her at school. Please, can I do extra credit, please?
Yeah, I got straight A's and failed conduct. 'Cause I
I'm
can't
shocked.
Shut my mouth.
Wait, what do you think I got? Seriously,
Straight A's.
on both?
Yeah,
Yeah, I did.
I know.
I was
'cause
I'm afraid to break rules.
whatever.
All right.
You
All
are
right.
afraid to break rules.
Only no.
Rules were made
Once
to be broken.
Can I just tell you? One last thing before we close.
Yeah.
Susan and I were driving down 95. Well, Susan was driving. I was holding on for dear life.
Oh, stop.
She was driving down 95, and all of a sudden the girl hits the brakes because there was a state trooper parked on the left side of the, in the median. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. She's like 25 miles over the speed limit. Yeah.
Slowed it down.
Wait. So she hits the brakes, slows down, and then as we go by, she goes, oh, it's only a dummy. It doesn't matter. And speeds up again. I was like, oh, my God. The girl.
Isn't that what you do?
No, you obey the speed limit. You go no more than 5.
God, do you know who she is? Can you imagine us being best friends? I mean, seriously.
I only go 5 over the speed limit.
Polar opposite best friends. Okay, that does it for today.
That does it for this episode of Happy Hour. Thank you so much for joining us. I think next week we're going to do the whole episode of Moral Quandary. I can hardly wait.
No, I'm absent, but make sure you
She's
keep these
absent.
questions coming. And you know what to do. Send them to bachelornation.com/golden hour. We really like getting connected with you guys, and we love all your questions.
We want to know what's on your mind. We want to get some advice. We want you to join us in Moral Quandary, maybe, because Susan needs help. But in the meantime, listen to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
And thanks so much for joining us. We have fun.
We have a
really
great
do.
time. In the meantime, till
Polar
next time.
opposite, and I get an A. I want you people
No
to write
A's.
it in. Write
No
it
A's.
in. I just wanted
We're
to
out of
prove
time,
it
Susan.
to Kathy. I did good today.
You did well, not good.
I love you too.
Love you. Have a great week, everybody.
Ciao.
I've been on the hunt to curate my perfect capsule wardrobe, and spoiler alert, it's from Abercrombie. Every capsule needs a